uh, in the book of Ecclesiastes, we saw understanding that was in much appreciated. That, among other things, that more about we continue to go on. And what does that mean? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 2, verse 2 and verse 3. Possible. Um, the one question was You.
For my brother, he making sure his windows is up. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 10 chapter. I think what came out of here,
Ecclesiastes 10, verses 2 through 3. a wise man. Yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him. Fool.
And reread it again.
Hallelujah. Ecclesiastes 10, verse 1. Dead flies cause the ornament and forth a stinking saint.
Dead flies called the stinking saint.
Real foul odor. So a little folly, him that is one.
Now you understand what that's saying, brother?
So yes,
Huh?
a little bad doing in somebody's business. So there's a little badness. I lost my train of thought.
Well, let me help you with the train of thought. I think dead flies if you get into something that's good, because that's what the ointment is. Smell good, but it's good, like a salve. You rub it on.
Right.
And when you get this and it's got a bunch of decayed, dead flies, so what's good is tainted. He's a good man. He can taint his reputation. A little folly.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yeah.
What would you think about Michael Vick before you knew
That's a dog fight.
that's dog? What you think about it?
Great football player.
Great football player.
Maybe not.
Outstanding young man.
That's what he's supposed to do.
That's what he's supposed to do. Didn't get in a lot of trouble. Wasn't like he was in the club with Moet and Chris Isle and broadcasting, having women run all up and down through his house. Very sharp, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
look at him and be like, man, I can get behind him.
Right.
Huh? One instance, and only one instance had come out on him, and that's what? Dog fight. And when just that one thing, they ain't like they brought out a whole book or list. He did this, just that one thing they brought out and brought against him, that little folly, and it hung on his head for years.
Yeah.
For some people, it still hang on his head because they won't let it go.
Right.
It's just like, that's why a lot of people can't see and can't get with Melech David being king and being Messiah.
Right.
Because half the people, well, not even half, most of them don't know nothing about he numbered the children of Israel.
Right.
So that's not even what they hold against him. The only thing they hold against him is that one incident. And they're ready to forget. They're ready to forget that he was a defender of Israel.
Right.
That he was an establisher of the kingdom of Israel.
Right.
They're ready to forget he was Yah's anointed. They're ready to forget all his goodness for that folly that they read about. So a little bit, so this is a hint to us that a little bit of folly can make a man of good of wisdom and honor. It can tarnish him. Let me clear that up. Not necessarily to him, but to those around him. But this is written about how he is looked at, though, by his outer circle. This is why in positions of honor, when you show you have wisdom, when you show you have understanding, when you show you have knowledge, a heavy burden is placed upon you. Every single thing that you. Now let's go to verse 2.
A wise man's heart is at his right hand,
A wise man's heart is at his right hand.
but a fool's heart at his left.
Now,
We Ecclesiastes 10, verse 2.
and this is where your dilemma starts to come in, huh? Big time, huh? Well, it's written a certain way because this is what's the dominant hand.
Right hand.
Hmm?
Right
In scriptures, what's the favorable hand? That's why the scripture said, and I adorn my master. It says, sit down at thy right hand side. When Yaakov named his son, he said, that's the son of my right hand. Right hand means strength, means right, means the right way. That's why I call it right hand. So when he says the heart of a wise man is at his
right hand.
this is drawn parallel, that is his strength.
Right.
But the heart of a fool,
At his left hand.
and if it's not at his right hand and it's at his left hand, then and the right hand represents strength and righteousness and good, then what does left represent?
Weakness.
Not necessarily weakness, but
Weakness or
out of control.
yeah, there we go.
Like some in the tribe of Benjamin was left-handed. They were noted for being left-handed warriors, but they were also noted in their character for being off the chain. Wow. They were rude boys. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Because, if you're positive, there's something about that southpaw. He throws you off. Because it's not normal. So the heart of a fool, if he ain't wise, see, is just drawing opposites. The heart of a fool, if the heart of the wise man is at his right hand, the heart of a fool is at his left hand. Yeah. Number 3.
Yea. Also,
and also likewise,
when he that is a fool walketh by the way,
when he that is a fool walks by the way,
his wisdom faileth him.
his wisdom failing.
And he said to everyone that he is a fool.
When he walks by the way and he is a fool, his wisdom fails him because he don't have none. And he broadcasts that he a fool. By his actions. He tell everybody he a fool. Yeah, that's why when I might say, it ain't talking about him, but if I might say, well, that boy Trump, he's just a fool. I'm not talking about it. You don't need me to tell you that. Watch him. See the foolish things he do. It ain't rocket science. It ain't talking about it. It's pointing out what's obvious. He do some crazy stuff. The people that follow him, they are fools. And they let you know they are fools by the things that they do. They have a little discretion, which is in the heart of the wise. They have a little self-restraint, which is in the heart of the wise. They have a little moral character, which is in the heart of the wise. They are right in their own eyes, which is conceit, which is in the heart of a fool. They show themselves when they walk in the way, they show themselves to be foolish. And so and as a result, we can't say they're very weak people. That's why he has influence over weak-minded people. See, everybody talking about him, But he having his influences over weak-minded people. Any strong-minded person, they look at him, even some that's in his own party, even some, they look at him and that's why some of them been quitting on him. Because they getting enough sense to know this cat, I can't stay around with him. He's crazy. Ain't nothing but a fool. And I can't sit around and be with him no more. I got to get up out of here. But weak-minded people, gullible people, that's who we have sway over. See? When they broke down the demographics of the election, see, you just don't never hear this. Going back to somewhat segue in on what my brother said. You don't hear this. Now you always hear the numbers about education in the black community. But you never hear the numbers about how many illiterate, ill-informed, undereducated whites that there are. But when you go back and get the numbers of how the election broke down, it won 64% of the vote in the age range of 18 to 34. Male, 64%. Now, if you're doing a pie chart, that's a huge number. 18 to 34, white male that never graduated high school. 64%. So what is that telling you? That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
The people that back him, they are,
Sure.
even within the eyes of their own quote-unquote race, they're the refuge. They're the unintelligent. They're the people that's not looked at as saying, oh, they got something. They're the people that when he say things, like he say, they come back and chant, yeah, kill him. What do we want? We want him out. And they're the ones that you can incite and you can get to start moving because they don't have a good, strong head on their shoulders. I know. But it manifests itself. They're the ones you see in the street. All this go together. I've constantly told y'all, even this concept of race. So you got to stop letting, that's why you take your notes. You got to stop letting people talk to you. This concept about race is very, very, very new. It's new. This concept about black and white and yellow and red. As I tell people, show me, you say what I mean? Show me black land. I'm going to give you a minute. Show me black land in the scriptures. Get the book. Ain't show it to me looking at me.
The land of Kush.
Show me yellow land. And that didn't say black, that meant burnt.
Burnt.
Just like ham, not ham, but ham, that means tropical. To be hot. It's describing the land, but it's describing the conditions of it. Now, in the conditions of that, the only people that came out of there were people that were dark people.
They said the tents of Kedar. They said that.
Well, that was the curtain. That's the material of the curtains of the Bedouin. That's the people, the Bedouin, the Arab Bedouin, the Arabian. His tent that he pitched was a tent made of velvet, which was dyed and black as your shirt. So when Solomon said, Ani Shakar Ani, I am black, that if you put me upside this velvet tent, this is the color of my skin, this is the color of my hair, I might just blend into that bad boy. Shakar Ani, I am black, but common. I'm beautiful though. See, he was the first one that we know to phrase that corn. Black is beautiful. That's what he's saying. Shakar Ani. Shakar means black. Calmly, beautiful. As the tents of Kedar, the tents that you see these desert Arabs erect when they camp. That's my color. But to quantify people, to make it easier to quantify people, a white man, a Gentile, who had to simplify things, came up with the concept, he's black. Now, come here, brother Hancock. And you perfect example. Now, what color is this? What color is this?
Beard?
Yeah. What color is the glasses? Black. Now, what color is the skin? It ain't black.
Copper tone.
If it's different than this, and it's different than that, then it ain't black. It's brown. But to label people, to label people, he black. Hi-yo, he black. I almost look white, he black. Because our people have all those shades in them. Brown skin, but he black. Then when they saw a native that was here, they had a different kind of hue. It wasn't brown, it wasn't that dark black, but it was kind of a reddish. And they said, we already done told them they black. They're different than these folks. What can we do? We call them red. That's the red man. We already got them Negroes, they black. It's the red man. But see, I learned from the Creator. That's why when you look, and I just bring this in, I'm bringing it in not to take your mind away, but so that you can be observant and see. There's a football team called the Redskins. I want you to look at the emblem on their helmet of the native person that's depicted on there. And that person's emblem is dark. It's not light. It's a dark person. You and I would probably call that person black. But like I said, they already had one group that they marginalized and considered to be black. So when they wanted to quantify all these people, now they had to consider them red. And why quantify them? Just like themselves. Well, what do we do with us? White. But you ain't white. My brother got on back there. That's white. In the spectrum of color, that's white. Then when they ran into the Pacific, or people that come from Pacifics, they said, well, that's yellow. This was to quantify people. Because for them, and like I said, this is not teaching to tear nobody down. This is just true. Because then again, the mind of the European, specifically them that came and inhabited here and brought all these fancy new concepts, it's not a strong mind. It's not a strong mind. See, the natives, and that's why I give you glimpses of why they are offended that you say redskin. Because they want you to call them what they are. They want you to call, if I'm Choctaw, I want you to call me by my family. I'm Choctaw. I'm Pawnee. I'm Cherokee. I'm Sioux. I'm Blackfoot. I'm Iroquois. I'm Dakota. I'm Comanche. I'm Apache. That's why the Almighty says that we go to the book of Genesis. But see, that's the big craze. All over in there, people have all these things and show. We was here. We were here before there was slavery. So we're really indigenous to this land. So this land really belonged to us because we was here. And I've said it before. Now, if you're asking me if black folks or brown folks, dark hued folks, if they were here, yes, that's correct. But if you're asking me about a specific people, if they were here, then the answer is no. Because to say yes is to say that Yah is a liar. Because he said, I'm going to bring you to a land which neither ye nor your forefathers have known.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Foreign to you. Never inhabited. Might have been charted, but you never went there and established anything and inhabited it. When you got here, it was foreign. It was foreign to you by sight. It was foreign to you by condition. And that's proven through his word. That's why those curses would come over you. See, them curses get deep. Ain't just that they were slapped on you. Some of them came because simple transformation from going from one hemisphere to another hemisphere. No different than when I traveled down to Mississippi and my sinuses, they would clear up. And I could breathe good and never had a problem. And as soon as I get to the bridge, when I come back, tightness flares up, and I can tell I'm back home. Because the change, even in land mass. And that's what the Creator was saying. Some of the things we require to be healed from cannot be reversed till we get back on home soil. And that's why the promise is for us to go back home. To touch home soil. To put your feet on the same ground that your forefathers walked on. To drink the living waters that your forefathers drank out of. That's why he has designated some of the places in Europe, and particularly this place. He has told us in prophecy that once I get done with it, this is punishment. Once I get done with it, though, it's a land for owls and dragons, a desert and a heat. It's a throwaway, a castaway. Nobody know nothing about that, and you're not going back there again.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
You telling me that the curse was there before it became mine?
No, the curse was ours.
No, what I'm saying is, well, we inherited the curse.
Yes.
They inherited the curse.
No.
So we placed this curse on us because of
When you say they, no, this was their land. Nobody, see, it's just like steal your mind. That's why the land to us that we were given, our father was given, is called the promised land. I want you to read something. I know I told you to go to Genesis, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Go book of Exodus.
Exodus.
Yes. Let me fact check myself.
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 32.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
You see what they're talking about kicking, and this the beauty of it. Whose land is this?
Yahweh.
Whose land is this? This the land of the native people that was here.
Oh, this man. Yeah.
This belonged to them. He's talking about you don't want nobody in here. The immigrants were the first ones that need to get out of here, that they need to build a wall for, is you that came over here from Europe. So that's the land of your nativity. Just like all people have a land of nativity. You got Deuteronomy?
Yes, sir.
Watch what Moses wrote. Moses not the prophet of Yah?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
The great prophet of Yah?
Yes.
Deuteronomy 2, verse 8.
Hallelujah. When the Most High divided the nations.
When the Most High did what?
Divided the nations.
When he did what?
Divide the nations.
So when he split the nations, right?
Yes, sir. Their inheritance.
And when he split them, he gave nations what?
Their inheritance.
See, he didn't just give us one. Hello?
Hallelujah.
Hello?
Hallelujah.
Hello? He didn't just give us one. When he divided the nations, he gave everybody a specific place he wanted them to be. I need you here. 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 And then he built them, however you want to say it, through natural selection, or however you want to get to it. He built them for that specific place. People became tied to that place. So y'all shook y'all head. But my beautiful elder that is with us in spirit, confirmed the word of y'all Michael. When I told y'all, I said that y'all felt was a black man that went to Europe. Y'all just, Elder went home and brought us somebody named the Cheddar Man.
Yes, sir.
Look him up.
Yes, sir.
And the Cheddar Man, not to knock you, my brother, but the Cheddar Man look a little bit like our brother right here, don't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because over in Europe, when they took that to that big college over there with all them skinheads and Aryans and white nationalists that was over there cutting up, talking about Negroes, and they call them something else, dark-skinned people and all of this, and them two scientists came out and said, we need to show y'all something. This the oldest dated European that there is. And they pulled that veil off of that statue, that bust, and they showed that black man with long, straight hair. All them white folks that was out there chanting about niggas and all,
Christian blue eyes.
they started crying. It's on video. They started crying. They was shook up because they got introduced to their daddy, their father. There ain't nothing wrong with it. They got introduced to their father, who was a black man.
Hallelujah.
Now we can argue about how they got to be how they are, but the oldest living relic, the oldest European ever found to date, was a black man. He called the Cheddar Man. He's called the Cheddar Man because that's the region that he come out of. All you gotta do is look him up.
No, that's so deep because I've always went by the cheese.
We're gonna check you in a minute, brother. Make a note of that, brother.
Hey, you know I'm God. Oh,
But yes, it's more than cheese. It's cheddar because that's the region. It's a deep region in Europe. Look him up. So when but more than just us was given an inheritance, nation everywhere he was given and placed where they needed to be placed. So when the Almighty did that, though, look.
when he separated the sons of Adam.
When he separated the sons of Adam, mankind, because Adam means man, it means man in the sense of mankind. So when he separated the sons
He said
of Adam, all man, when he separated all men, he did so. Now notice, this going all the way back to Adam. When there is not even an Israel, there is not even a Jacob, there is not even an Isaac, there is not even an Abraham. So when the Almighty said you the apple of his eye, when the Creator said you his world without end, rise for your elders. Beautiful to see he made his way. I was hoping so.
There you see it.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
When he did so, when he separated all the sons of Adam. Now, who are the sons of Adam? Who's the sons of Adam? Y'all know that's crazy.
Seth.
Seth.
Cain.
Who?
Cain.
Who?
Cain.
Who?
Cain.
That bore what on him? That bore what on him?
Mark.
That bore a mark on him?
Yes, sir.
So see, it wasn't because he spent 1,000 years in the hills that he looked like he looked. He looked like he looked because he bore a mark on him. This same man that bore a mark on him, the Almighty kicked him out of Eden. The same man that bore a mark on him before the righteous son of Cain, Seth, would go and promulgate the earth. This man would promulgate the and had already been promulgating the earth, building cities, settling in places, going places. But he was not settled in paradise or even near to it. He was kicked way out. It's coming back to your fallen angels too.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come on. But when the Almighty let him migrate and settle in to where he would go ahead.
When y'all separated the sons of Adam,
Yes.
he set the bounds of the people.
He set boundaries. He set boundaries. What's a boundary? This as far as you go. I bring it up to Alexander. The one thing that kept Alexander from going over into Asia was the boundary of mountains that he couldn't cross. And when he couldn't cross those mountains, his soldiers told him, we have followed you all the way from Greece, all the way to here. Some thousands have died. But we will follow you no further. Because that was a natural boundary that he incurred not over into Asia. Because the Almighty made these boundaries when he separated the sons of Adam. But when he did all of this is the main point. But when he did all of this, he did so with what? According to what?
According to the people, according to the number.
According to the number
of the children of Israel.
Of the children. Right.
Hallelujah.
So when he parceled out land all over this earth, he did so with you and you and you and our fathers and our people in his mind. And why? Why? And so two things, why and where. He gave everybody their land. So if they ask me whose land is this, I don't tell nobody, this is my land. No, this their land. It was suited for them. It was made for them. Bison was made for them. Everything here was made for, and they tied to this land.
Yes.
This their land. They tied to this land.
Yes, sir.
Europe. I go visit, but that ain't my land. South Pacific. I go visit, but that ain't my land. Central America, that's not my land. Peru is not my land. That's not where I want to return to. Because you got some people talking about that's where Israel going back to. Peru, Belize, and all these places in Central America. Oh, my land is where the Almighty said the land of the children of Israel was. And that's the land of Canaan, the land of Canaan, the land that Abraham, Yishak, and Yaakov walked on.
Hallelujah.
The glory of all lands. There is no more glorious land than the land that our fathers walked on. Why? Not today. Because the Almighty has shielded it. I'm about to say something that might sound foreign to you. But believe it or not, the glory of land cannot reside in the same place that the Garden of Eden resided in.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's why he said in prophecy, when we return back home, they're going to say, it has become as the Garden of Eden. It's going to yield its full strength. When he talk about that there's a flaming sword that covers it, you got to know what he's saying. The conditions of the land today, just as the condition of the holy people, is not what you're going to see if you're blessed to be in the land of the living when the Almighty salvation, restoration, and redemption come back on this earth. That's why it is a new heaven and a new earth that you will inherit it, the meek. Everywhere there's desert will be a beautiful oasis. Your heaven will not be brass. Your earth will not be iron. You will be walking and in the midst of the glory of all lands. People only think Hawaii is so because there's no alternative to it. They only think Peru is so because there's no alternative to it. And that's because you have not seen. Your eyes have not seen, and your ears have not heard all the goodness that Yah have in store for you.
Yeah.
And not only you, I guess we're going to get all these in here a little bit right now. Not only you, let's go back. Yes, let's go to Genesis. I am Yah, I change not. Therefore, your sons are not of Yaakov, you're not consumed. The seed, and he's the Abraham, he's the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. But the promise of Yahweh and this seed of restoration to the righteous, the meek, the humble, and the righteous seed, the promise to the righteous seed, it goes back. That's why it goes back to one of the sons of Adam. Not only is the land good that we return to for us, but you got Genesis, my brother?
Yes, sir.
The 9th chapter.
Hallelujah.
See, I don't want it to be picked up and take back to Africa.
Right.
I don't want to just go back to Nigeria, back to Ethiopia, back to Ghana. These are places that we came to as a result of having to leave our land. I want to go where the Almighty has told me I need to go. Not enough to go to the Congo, Tanzania, Senegal, Gambia, Mali, come on. Huh? Not enough. I want to go to that specific place. And then when I get there, everybody else will want to go there. See, all these scriptures will start to come to light. Then he say in prophecy that 10 men should do what? Y'all know it? That's Yehuda Dean saying what? We want you to come where? Come with us back to our place, right? Yep. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It's not. That's why you got to listen. Through that curve. No, he said they're going to take hold of you and say what? We will go what? With you. For we have heard Elohim is with you. Where you are, that's where he is at.
Hallelujah.
I know we walk on diamonds in Africa. I know we got good stuff in Africa. You see this. I know it's a beautiful country. But ain't nowhere like where you at. Go all the way back. This has always been the promise of the righteous. Genesis 9.
Yes, sir.
Verse 26. Verse 25.
Hallelujah.
Verse 24.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 24.
Yes.
And Noah awoke from his wine
Mm-hmm.
and knew what his younger son had done unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Cursed be Canaanite, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren.
So people say, why did he get drunk when he came on the boat? He a holy man. And let me see you lose all life and see how your mentality holds up. Some people lose a single person and it wrecks them. It wrecks them. They a mess. They need, and everybody don't have the same spirit, so some people need something to aid them when they are depressed and down. They need something to help them. That's why you get addicted. Because they don't have maybe what you have, where you have been blessed by the Creator with a certain mental and spiritual fortitude to be able to handle things as they come their way just as it is and battle through it and overcome it. They got to turn to something. That's why it says, give a little strong drink to him that's of a heavy heart and him that's greater perish. That's why I said, and I got to redeem it. That miracles, the medical tree, that, don't mind that. He's gonna perish. He's in chronic pain. He's dealing with that. If this is really his condition, his debility, and let him forget his pain. But for you, me, that's a king, prince, queen, that need to be strong mentally and spiritually when things come our way, you ain't got no business indulging in that.
Hallelujah.
Almighty is your strength.
Hallelujah.
Your Almighty is your healer.
Hallelujah.
The Almighty is your rock.
Hallelujah.
The Almighty is the one that'll help see you through whatever your problem is.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
And just because your mind is off of it don't mean your problem is going away.
That's right.
As soon as you come down off your high, your problem is right there. Waiting on you. Hello?
I ain't waiting over it.
Better ask them.
Yes, sir.
Brother Aaron did it. Drunk a little bit. Wasn't no fun. Like Solomon said, when he woke up, looked like he got beat up. Wasn't no fun. Head ringing. And the kid just pulling pots out, and it sounded like somebody banging a pot. You don't stop banging them pots. I said, what's wrong with you? Ain't nobody banging nothing. I'm trying to cook. Head just throbbing. Last time I took a drink, have a glass of wine, table wine. I only got that much down. Next day, couldn't even crawl out the bed. I said, what's wrong with you? Sick. Couldn't even crawl out the bed. Room. Couldn't even put my feet on the bed. I said, I tap. Close as I can get now, some grape juice, some sparkling grape cider. They know it. That's what they got to give Brother Aaron. You got to get the sparkling grape cider. That's all you can get. And then, yes, I had the tree. That's how come I could talk about the tree. It didn't do help me. Huh? That tree was a bad. I said, Rick James said that tree was a bad boy. That tree was a bad boy. But that tree didn't help me go close to the Almighty. I tell you that. And it didn't give me understanding. I tell you that. But we have the Creator. But we in Genesis 9, verse 24. Look what he said. And Noah awoke from his wine, but he was right in doing so. And that's why the Almighty never held nothing against him. Because he understood the calamity he just come through. But when he awoke, he knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said unto his youngest son, cursed be what? Canaan. Just giving you a hint already. Cursed be who? Canaan. A servant of what? Servant shall he be to his brother. Now why Canaan? Because as it was always taught, why Canaan? Why did he get the curse? Because Ham was already, his father already blessed. But he's going to be cursed. And then verse 26, what does it say, brother?
And he said, blessed be the Elohim of Shem.
But blessed be the Elohim of Shem.
And Canaan shall be his servant.
And Canaan is meant to be his servant. Go ahead.
Elohim shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. And
that's a common rendering. Elohim shall enlarge Japheth. And so many people love to point that out and they say, Japheth, well, that's not Gentile nation yet. He said he's going to enlarge him yet. That means he's going to make him big. Now, the correct rendering is this. Elohim shall persuade Japheth. He shall persuade him. When you persuade somebody, what do? You win him over, you convince him. So now, with correct rendering, that is not enlargement, but that is to convince him, persuade him. Elohim, read that again. For Elohim shall what? Persuade Japheth, comma, that he may dwell in the tents of what?
Yeah.
So it's always been the seed of the righteous to have to persuade his brothers around him and show his brothers around him the way back to the Almighty.
That's deep. Hallelujah.
since Shem came on the scene.
Right.
It was Shem entrusted because his tent, again, read it again, brother, in its entirety. 26 and 27.
And he said, cursed be Canaan,
Cursed is Canaan.
servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren.
So if he's cursed, the Almighty got something what? Against him. But go ahead.
And he said, blessed be Yahweh Elohim of Shem.
But blessed is Yahweh, the Elohim of who?
Shem.
Shem. That's who he's with.
And Canaan shall be his servant.
Out of these three families, that's the family he's with. He's with the family of Shem. That family is blessed. That Elohim is with that family. And it's his duty to do what?
And Elohim shall persuade Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem.
And he will even influence his brother Japheth to keep him in the way that he may know the Almighty. And Japheth is going to be the father of who? All who? Gentiles. And I think somewhere in scriptures it said the Gentiles shall come to thee, saying we have inherited what?
Lies.
Vanity. Things that.
Huh?
So it's time for us to inherit the truth. And you're the only one that has it. See how it's coming full, the book is coming full circles.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's coming full circle. Now, hold on to it, write it down. And now, going back to race and quantifying race, because that's where we're starting to get into. That's why they started to quantify black, white, yellow. Because now, if you start quantifying, well, who are these families? Who are these people? See, it takes away, if I just call you black, all y'all black.
Right. Right.
White, we all black. But you ain't telling me whether he is German, an Irish, a French. You're not distinguishing his family.
Right.
Hallelujah.
And scriptures, the Creator always broke it down. He said by families, by tongues, by kindreds, by languages.
Right.
That's why Brother Aaron will study the language and have studied the language for years, not because it's of salvation, but language is who you are. If you say you Hebrew, then it behooves you to know something about your language.
Right.
I've never met a Chinese man said, I'm Chinese, and he's totally devoid, unless he's trying to totally break away from his lineage, of knowing something about his language, his culture, because that's what makes him who he is.
Hallelujah.
And so when they said, write it down, hold on to it. So let's peer into Genesis 10. This is why you're going to be black and white. Come on, let's go.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Medea, Yavan, Tubal, Meshach, Tyrus, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphiah, and Togarmah, the sons of Yavan, Elishah, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided into their lands.
Look at this. By
Everyone.
these were the isles where they went, the islands, and they all did settle on island chains. If you get a map, and that's why we have maps in here. You get a map. We don't have a map of Europe, but you get a map. It's island chains. it's a chain of islands. Then there's mainland Europe or Europia. But there's Cyprus, which is Kittle. It's a little island off in the sea. There's other little islands, and next week perhaps I'll bring another printout and we'll be able to study the geography. And then you have mainland continental Europe, which is where Magog will be located, and Gomer, because now you're talking about Germania, Britannia. Here's the beauty of studying the Almighty. He takes you to school. Go ahead.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided
By
in their
these
land.
By their what?
By their land.
By their land.
Everyone after his tongue.
All of them after their what?
Tongue.
Their tongue, their speech. Oh, I can tell
And-
where he come from. Why? Look how you listen to him. Just like when you talk to people, are you from down south, ain't you? Why? Because that's southern speech.
That's right.
When you go down there, that's you northern, ain't you?
Yeah.
Cause what? That's northern speech.
Yes, sir.
You go out west, you ain't from here. Why do you know that? Where you talking? Divided by their what?
By his tongue,
Tongue,
and after their family,
after their families,
in their nation.
inside their nation. See, the breakdown is vast. It ain't enough just to break them down and call these all whites or blacks or yellow. The breakdown is vast. Keep going.
And the sons of Ham,
The sons of Ham, Cush,
Mizraim,
Mizraim, or
Put,
Egypt, Put,
and Canaan,
and Canaan.
and the sons of Sheba, Havilah,
Don't you know that during one of the dynasties, Cushite kings sat on Egyptian thrones? But those were Cushite kings. They weren't Egyptians. They were Cushite kings. Sitting on Egyptian thrones. Go ahead.
Sapta, and Ramah, Septachah, and Ramah, Sheba, Dedan, and Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Colony. In the land of Shem went forth Asher and builded Nineveh and the Sibah and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah. The same is a great city. And Mizraim begot Ludim and Anani and Anamim and Lahabim and Naphtahim and Pathrusim and Casluhim, out of whom came Philistine and Captophrim. And Canaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvite, and the Zimrite, and the Hamathite. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad.
For the families of the Canaanites. Go ahead.
And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gear unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham after their family.
And those are the other cities that was around Sodom and Gomorrah that felt the effects when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Yes. These are the sons of Ham, yes, again.
After their families.
After their families.
After their tongue.
After their tongue.
In their country.
In their country.
In their nation.
In their nation.
Unto Shem.
See how this is breaking down now?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You wonder why, man? Well, they just black. They just pink. They just did. But you got to get into dealing with people.
Right.
Where they come from. So in a general sense, they want to quantify. But them that in the know, they know distinction between people. And my brother was saying, Dan, we talked earlier. Yes, brown people, black people were on that boat. But they had already broke down who these people were.
Right.
And they said, this people is Israel. They are separate people. They are people we heard about.
Right.
They're the one we use most. They're the one recipient of this curse. They're the one we take all the way to the land of Mizraim. To a land, and that's what we will go back to, because we're also trying to come back to Esau. Let's go to Deuteronomy, because it breaks down us, but that the lineage is so important. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. But they knew who they had.
Yes, sir.
So you got this, there's manifestos out there, there's writings out there.
Yes,
because our people got on the ship, and some of our people got on the ship, and they let it be known who they was. And then when they got off the ship, there are books I have, historical books. So people have empirical evidence since they don't want to believe scripture. And our people are writing about whom they are.
The book I just read, they were talking about the Israelites. Richest man in Babylon.
You got Deuteronomy 28?
Yes, sir.
And that's who they brought all the way to these shores, because it was prophesied. So they made sure they had to bring us. Because look at what the credit says. And so who is this people? See, that's why go pay $45 to go to the Smithsonian Museum and look at relics and say, that might be us. Look at this. You are living proof once you understand the word of the Almighty. Deuteronomy 28?
Yes, sir.
Because who better? I ain't saying that the other African people didn't come in, but they not experiencing this. That's why I said, name me the last African that's been shot by police with a name like Maliki Kwana. No, you laugh, but names are significant. They don't carry, when the report come up, they don't carry those kind of names.
Right.
They don't carry a foreign name. They carry the name indicative of somebody that was brought here and name was changed and they were put under oppression and they wear the name of their slave master or oppressor that put them into bondage. Smith was shot. Jones was shot. Bland was shot. Carpenter was shot. This is the name they carry. McLaughlin was shot. Don't carry no strange, funny kind of name. They carry the name that's marked on them to let you know the Almighty is doing it, because his hand is orchestrating for them to have eyes that can see, ears that can hear, so that you can see what's going on.
Hallelujah.
They come here blacker than you and easily open up a business. Easily open up a business. I know an African, he got a car shop. And I ain't seen that man sell in 10 years. Just David that. In 10 years, I ain't seen 10 cars come off the showroom where he got the cars at. And it's still open. I'm scratching my head saying, I don't see people just rolling off the lot with his cars. How is this thing staying open? Because they get subsidized. Immigrants for at least 15 years get taken care of when they come here. Now you still looking for 40 acres and a mule. 1 acre to do you good. You still looking for them to give you 1. I ain't got that. That's why even when I'm people, they can come over here and they can, because you got to understand what's going on around. Because although you share the same physical trait,
Right.
that's not you.
Right.
The reason why you can't is because you bear the curse that the Almighty said is going to be upon you. Try to talk to some of your brothers from Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, and see if they think like you think. See if they living in fear like you living in fear. Seeing if they living under the same stress that you living under. Matter of fact, they're going to tell you, oh, this country is pretty good. Because I was able to come over here and go to school and got business and we get some stuff. We got our own communities that we set up and live in. Under everybody knows. Oh, this is pretty good. What y'all about? Maybe y'all just didn't work hard enough.
That's exactly what they said.
We worked 3 or 4 jobs. Didn't take advantage of everything that this country affords you.
Right.
I said, ain't that one? We built this. But no, that ain't it. This is it. Look what the Creator said. Deuteronomy 28.
Yes, sir.
Start at verse 58.
Hallelujah.
Everybody want to know what's wrong with us.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words.
Oh, no, brother. No. But I told you this part, you asked me a question about the man and the woman, didn't you?
Yes.
Huh? Well, let's go. Let's go. I'm trying to see where I can really chop in. 47 verse. Y'all don't mind, do you?
Hallelujah.
Y'all don't mind, do you?
No, sir.
All right. 47 verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
And we still don't. Because some of us that serving him, we still don't serve him with joy and gladness.
Yes, sir.
It ain't joy. Even though many of us we rolling around, we letting his name come out our mouth, we doing things. It's not a joy to serve y'all.
Go ahead, all right.
Everything else is joyful till it comes to the Almighty.
Right.
But why y'all can't do it? Sister asked us that was in the class, in our workout class that we work out. Sister, she in the church, her daughter, to be specific, very inquisitive. I think very sharp young lady. When she started, Nehemiah, I think I see his handwriting. But she said afterwards, she said, well, I got a question. I said, yes, daughter. She said, ain't got nothing to do with what we just did. Was you around High Cal? Was you? Oh, you wasn't there?
I was sitting
Oh, man, you was on the phone. So you don't even know this. She said, I got a question, but it don't have nothing to do with what we just did. I said, well, what is it, baby? She said, well, all of y'all, because most people that there, you know, is us. She said, well, all y'all got them strings hanging off of y'all. I said, oh. Now I didn't, well, Mom just like to put some on my own. It ain't no biggie. No, oh, no, Shell. When she asked, I said, oh, more than what we went over earlier that night. My eye went, whee! You turned on my light. Huh? Hey, I forgot all that else. You talking about Azizi. And we went in. I wish there was a push she would tell you. Azizi. And we gave her to understand because it's bring joy.
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Some of them wear them. Now I got a short pair, but some of us wear them, and we want to be so that shirt can hit it right here, so nobody really knows it. Huh? We say got it on, but that shirt hit it right there. I'm gonna wear it all every day, like we command. Right. But then some of us now are getting the spirit of the Almighty and reveling in who we are, since this is part of us, and we saying, let's rock it, baby.
Right. Big time.
Let's rock it, baby. Now they gonna ask us about it, so that's what I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I stopped my t-shirt that I ordered this for the summer. They got a lot to do. I still have some, and some of they just plain. I stopped ordering all the more crazy kind of shirts. Little gold on it, wings and stuff. Hey, get out of here. They got stuff on it, like when I went through the parking lot the other day, and I had my shirt on it, and it was like a cranberry, and then in gold, and a big lion head on it, and this big embroidery, it said Judah. And I got out the car, the brother looked over as I was walking up, and he saw my Z, and the brother said, all right, Judah.
Right.
So he said, all right, Judah. I said, shalom. I said, yeah. I walked on in the store. Huh? And people in the store, they looking like, who is this cat? Huh?
Right.
Got another beautiful one for him. This one. Nice purple. And I wear it on my job. Nice purple. They say I don't keep the law. I'm not saved because I keep the law. It says I keep the law because I'm saved. I can't wait till Monday, y'all. Because I know what that's going to do. What? You see how it is? Yeah. You know what you're trying to say. Sit down. Ain't no work gonna get done. Yeah. I delight. I want it. How else you gonna do what this scripture telling you you're supposed to be doing?
Right. All right.
Embrace it. Show them you're getting up off from under the curse. A little bit. Somebody got some stuff.
Right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
We delight in being thugs.
All right.
Pimps. You may say something else. Now it's time to start delighting in the good things, abundance of good things
Yes, sir.
that the Almighty has given us.
Hallelujah.
And it's time if we gonna serve him, it's time to serve him with what? Again?
With joyfulness.
Because this is what made him mad. That we did not serve him with what?
Joyfulness.
And what?
And gladness of heart.
And
for
what?
the abundance of all things.
Our sister here, y'all need to get with it. Man, this train right here, I went to the store to lay around me, she like, that's nice. Yeah. She said, it's different. I said, and she waiting to see somebody with a big cross hanging down. Huh? Nah. Saw this, she said, the commandments. What do they signify? I told you, stop being ashamed. I done had white folks ask me if they can get a pair of ZZs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At my children's school. Like at the secretary, Mr. Israel, I said, I got a question for you. I'm thinking anything but that. She said, where can I get some of them? I like that. Yeah, they like that.
I'm sorry.
You can't get nothing.
You can't have
You gotta understand what it's about, bro. You can't get nothing. When we walk around, don't want to. Serving with gladness of heart for the abundance of how many things?
All things.
All things.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee.
And he said, if you can't rejoice in the fact that you serve me, let me let you serve your enemy in all things.
In hunger.
In hunger.
And in thirst.
In thirst.
In nakedness.
Huh?
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until they have destroyed you. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A nation where?
From far.
And my scripture say from the end of the earth.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
And he's going to be swift like the eagle fly.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
A nation whose tongue you what?
Shall not understand.
You don't understand them.
A nation of fierce continent.
They fierce. You never met these folks before.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
You never met these descendants of berserkers. These descendants of Visigoths. These descendants of Ostrogoths. These descendants of the Germanic tribes. You never met them. That's fierce. That their very survival depends on their nature in them being dominatory, being crushing, being subjective. You want to know why they like war? Because that's their very nature in order to survive. That's where they come from. They don't come from nowhere that you can survive being peace and docile and diplomatic. They come from a place of war, chaos, hardship. Only the strong survive. Might is right. All this little stuff. I must dominate you. Me and my son was looking at that movie last night. We was cracking up, boy. Arnold Schwarzenegger, that bad boy. I said, he every superhero in the book. My man getting shot at, the person shooting at him from this chair to right here, and shooting at him, and a now bullet hit him. And my man step on the gun, it pop up, he catch him midair, turn, and gun him down. I said, that's a bad boy. That's a bad man. He run through all troop of folks. Bomb blowing up, he jump in the water. He can fly airplane. I mean, he just me and the scene just cracking up. The scene like, oh, hold on, Dad. Hold on. We just rolling. It was an action, but it was a comedy movie. We just, but he was the biggest action hero at his time.
Yes, sir.
Because that picture that they painted of him. That movie 300. To see the Spartan, they just, going through whole, cutting, man, that made white boy come out of the show like, look at that, man! In the parking lot, hitting on each other, putting on, you're like, man, this guy's crazy, man. They riled their spirit. You sit them down and try to show them a movie, dealing like they like. They rile their spirit. Because that's the spirit, the nature that's in them. The Almighty said the nature of this man. And you wonder why they do the things they do. They got a video outside yesterday. I didn't know if I wanted to look at it or not, but I did. I went on and looked at it. Full grown Gentile. Got to do something about that. Full grown Gentile jumped on a 13-year-old boy on the playground, claiming that he vandalizing the playground. Now the kid out there trying to play. And he claimed he vandalizing it. And he jumped on him, and he's trying to, like he's MMA fighter, and he holding him down. 13 years old. Where's somebody close to 13 that in here? Listen, look at it. I want you to look at, stand up, please. Listen. Look at it. You're talking about a full-grown man with bad intentions and didn't get arrested. That's the same way this full-grown man grabbed a 13-year-old kid, and this little white man grabbed a young white boy, take his hat off, and slammed him on the ground. They out there, y'all. We still in the midst of a nation that fears continence, which do what?
Which shows not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
Nor do they show favor to the young. They jump on the older, well.
He shall not eat the fruit of thy cattle.
He shall eat the fruit
of
thy cattle.
He shall eat you, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
Meaning whatever you built up, whatever you increasing, he'll come along and take it. Like when he came along and saw you living in a city like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. You nigga built this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give it to us. No. Burn it then. Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
This stuff ain't just haphazardly happening.
That's right.
A fierce man. Go ahead.
Or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep,
yes,
until he have destroyed thee, and he shall besiege thee. He shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
And he's still besieging us. And we still think we can build high walls and that'll be fortified and that'll fortify us. And he just wait us out. He just wait us out. Go ahead.
And he besieged thee in all thy gates, throughout all the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee,
Mm-hmm.
and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body,
Yes.
and the flesh of thy sons
Mm-hmm.
and thy daughters, which Yahweh thy Elohim hath given thee,
Mm-hmm.
in the siege
In the siege.
and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee.
Yeah, because we still under siege.
Yeah.
We still in the straightness. And he's still distressing us. And so what's our greatest solution to the problem of him distressing us? To turn on ourselves.
Mm.
Just like this curse said. See, this physically happened at a period of time where we physically had, but this, as I said, will become part of your nature. To the point where your nature now, through generations, your nature even works. That the easiest thing to do when you under distress from this brother and this brother under distress from me, and we under distress, from our enemy, the simplest thing to do is to turn on one another.
Lash out at each other. Sure, it come down.
54.
So that the man that is tender among you,
So that the man that is tender among you,
and very delicate,
a gentle man. I heard an Israelite years ago. I don't let nobody call me no gentleman. I got there. This is a nut. Everybody don't need to be teaching. That's all. What did this scripture just say? So that the what?
So that the man that is tender among you,
Yes.
and very delicate,
Yes.
his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
And it don't have nothing to do with his sexual orientation.
And toward
it means that he knows in the manhood, he knows what it is to be. And manhood don't mean you have to be hard and knocking somebody upside the head and all that. A real man of righteousness, a real man of peace, a real man of knowing how to deal and live and get along with people.
Yes,
this kind of man of Israel will be no more. Know how to get along with his family. When y'all might say he should govern, it don't mean he come in and he make everybody scared. The dog run and piss on the wall when he get home. Don't nobody want to see him coming home. No, that ain't the time for man the Almighty talking about. His wife walking around with bruises and things at his hand. She's scared of him. Nah, they think he the living plague. No. You come home, you should come home. They should not be able to wait to see you come in the door. Daddy here, Daddy here.
Yeah.
My man here. My man here. Hey, girl, let me get in the door real good first. Huh? You come in the door, she tune up. Man, he here. You like, no, there's problems. You should be, just as he said, you should be desired.
Hallelujah.
She should desire you. And you should govern. Know how to govern. You got to have the spirit. That man is gone from this distress that he's suffered over these many years. That man is gone. And another man now exists. What man exists? It should be evil
toward his brother.
That man exists.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
That man exists.
And toward the remnant of his children.
That man exists.
Which he shall leave.
Go ahead.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat.
He's selfish. He's self-centered. He won't even look out for his children. And once you really have children, your center changes.
Yes, sir.
Life becomes a back burner.
Yes, sir.
You have to look more for them than for itself.
Yes, sir.
I saw people go years without till they got them kids up where they can go on their own. Then they could start enjoying, and that's the cycle of things. To raise them, then after I raise them, I can go back to enjoying
That's right.
myself.
Hallelujah.
But if I'm going to take them on, I must first divest myself and look at their well-being.
Yes,
If it
sir.
means I got 3 pair of slacks that I rotate through all week long,
Hallelujah.
and 1 pair of shoes, then so be it for them to have 10 pair of shoes
All
or
right.
10 pair of slacks.
Yes, sir.
If it means them eating and I eat here and there, then so be it.
Yes, sir.
But this man don't see it like that. He'll create the children. He said, "The hell with them.
That's right. Hard.
Hell with all of them. Somebody take care of them." And that's what you have. You have people creating children and saying, somebody else will take care of them.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Howdy. I just want to sow my seed. Well, let the wind carry it away before it gets sown. That's what I say. Go ahead.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender, delicate,
Keep going.
yes, sir,
Go ahead.
sole of her foot upon the ground, the delicate,
But she's gone. Go ahead.
her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Where they even knuckle up against,
Son.
huh?
Yes, sir.
I saw a video, girl whipped this boy. I thought that was a man. She beat him all over the house. About 5 minutes video, she beating him from one room to the next room. She started whooping on him. They pulled her off. They said, "Girl, leave him alone." They got her. She ran back in the house, beat on him some more, dragging him down the hall. I mean, whooping him.
Mm.
He leaking. And she wailing on him, kicking him. I told you. I mean, giving him the business.
Mm.
Messing with me. And they stopped about 2 or 3 times and she went back on in on him. I said, "Good night, Irene."
Mm.
Huh? She got one blow to throw at me. I ain't no violent man. I don't believe in hitting women. But she got one time to come at me like she a man.
Right.
I guess I got to be down there at Justice Center. And then, but the way she whipping him, it was just pitiful. But women have an aggressive, this is answering that question you said to sister, the nature. When will we understand the order? When the naturalization of the nature is taught to us and brought back to us of who we really are and what our roles are and what it is to be a man in totality and to be a woman in totality. And the spirit of the Almighty is infused back into us.
Hallelujah.
That's when.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Read that again, because the tender and delicate, I'm telling you, both of these, because of the siege that we under, both of these, the man and the woman, they gone. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set her sole or her foot upon ground for delicateness and tenderness, Her eye shall be evil toward her what?
Husband of her bosom.
And that's why Micah says in that time to come, he said you can't even trust the wife of your bosom. Huh? Oh, you ain't saying you don't know that, brother? Huh? Well, hold this then. I got to show that to you. I got to show that to you. Let's go. Brother said he ain't never seen that. He said, Brother Aaron might be stumbling, fumbling, bumbling. Telling something that ain't there. Huh? Well, let's see if Brother Aaron telling something that ain't there. Micah 7.
Yes, sir.
Verse 5.
Hallelujah. Trust ye not in a friend.
You can't trust in a friend.
Put not ye confidence in a
You
God.
ain't gonna be able to put confidence in the God.
And keep the doors of thy mouth
Keep the doors of your mouth
from her
From
that
what?
lieth in thy bosom.
from her that lie in your book. You ain't even gonna be able to be straight up with your woman. Why? Why?
For,
Why?
for the son dishonored the father.
The nature has changed so much, and the family, the nature in man and woman, even child, has changed so much. The dynamics have changed. The family dynamics have changed so much that a son in this day and age, in this time, will what?
Dishonor his father.
Father don't mean nothing to him.
The daughter will rise up against her mother.
Mama don't mean nothing.
A daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law.
There is no kinship.
And a man's enemy
And a man's enemies, he ain't got to go far away.
are the men of his own house.
A man's enemies are the people of his own house.
Mercy.
But everybody is out of whack. But nobody knows their nature.
Hallelujah.
And as a result of this curse, go back. And as you're going back, that's why it says, therefore will I look unto Yah. I will wait for the Elohim of my salvation. For my Elohim will hear me. I know the problem. That's who I'll wait on. That's who I'll lean on. Because it goes back to these curses. Go ahead. Again. Her eye, pick up there. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband.
Shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Mm-hmm.
And toward her son.
And toward her son.
And toward her
and toward her daughter,
and toward her young one,
and toward her young ones.
One that comes out from between her feet.
Now, if a woman can be evil toward the baby that she bears, that she had labored to carry, that she had went through hell with, and she can treat it a certain way. Huh?
Good.
And as that child grows, that child feels this residual effect, and it becomes a baby of what? Harshness. Hatred.
Vile.
Evil. Wickedness. Then it has a child that becomes a baby of what?
Same thing.
Same thing. That begets a child and that child becomes
the same. And it gets worse.
And you wonder, worse. And now you don't have to wonder what you living in.
Yes, sir.
Come on, bro.
Ooh, have mercy. And toward her daughter. And the young one that cometh out from between her feet. And toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in thy gates.
And he said, all of this will happen to you if what?
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious name.
Yes.
Yahweh thy Elohim.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful.
He'll make the plagues wonderful. Isn't that what they are?
Yeah.
They're wonderful. My mother told me the other night, she said her street was all, most of them that's there, a lot of them that's there, right there next to her, they're old heads. And she was lamenting to me. And she was saying, yeah, we got to call the cops. We got to do something. I said, well, what's wrong, Mom? It's about, now, it was an exaggeration, but it's about 100 of them on the street. 100 of them. She called them some choice names. That's why I said 100 of them. Loud and time. I said, yeah. That's number one. I said to myself, I didn't tell her, though. It wasn't 100. 100 would have took that whole. But you described it. It was just a lot of them. Y'all probably saw the same person 10 times, and it looked like 100 people. But it was a lot of them. Yes, it was. And they making a lot of noise, so that made it even amplify things.
And it's nice.
But as I told the same, I said, yes, they were scared. Because with everything that they hear young folks doing today, they have, and they that older generation, they not, this ain't how they did things. I said, yeah, they should. Because the plagues that the Almighty is putting on us, they're wonderful. Like I said, anytime you can hear about a hospital being shut down
Right.
over the weekend because they got too many bodies coming in. Like about 3 or 4 weeks ago in Chicago. If you don't think that plague is being wonderful, then something wrong with us.
Mm.
But he said the plague should be what?
Wonderful. And the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues.
And the plagues of your seed, what you birth into this earth, it'll be even greater than what you came into.
Mm.
And of long continuance,
And sore sickness,
and
of long continuance.
Yes.
Moreover, will he bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt.
All the diseases of Egypt.
Which thou wast afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall cleave unto thee.
They'll cleave to you.
Also, every sickness.
Yes.
And every plague.
Yes.
Which is not written in the book of this law.
Oh, new things. New sicknesses.
Mm.
Yeah, they're going to come up with new sicknesses, new illnesses.
Them will I bring upon thee.
HIV. What's the one they injected down in Alabama or at Tuskegee? The experiment. What's syphilis?
Syphilis.
Some of that stuff they done went in laboratories and specially designed just to see what it would do on the effects of a people. They got some horrible disease.
They got some horrible stuff down at that building.
And this art imitates life. I told y'all, watch a movie called Outbreak.
Yeah.
Watch Outbreak.
Yeah.
They came up with a man-made disease that when you catch it, your days of living, you don't even have days, you got hours. And it was all an experimentation in one little small city. And after they got done seeing the effects of it, how it could spread, how long it would take in there, when they got done towards the end, their solution was to fly a plane over that city and drop a bomb. And it was just going to incinerate that whole city. Kill everything in there. With the exception that one person went rogue and they found a cure. But get that. Because this is the kind of person you're dealing with. And that's why the Christ said, yeah, you'll suffer from every sickness that's not mentioned in this book.
Until thou be destroyed.
Till you are destroyed. That's the aim. That's the goal. Go ahead.
And ye shall be left few in number,
Huh?
whereas ye were as the stars of heaven
That's why I
for
accept,
a multitude.
that's why I can't accept when they call me a minority. But based on what we was, yes I am. Go ahead. Because you would
Because
not.
thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim,
And it shall come to pass.
that as Yahweh rejoiced over you, as Yahweh rejoiced
Over you to do you
to
good.
do you good
Because
and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other deities, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shall I find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart.
do we have a trembling heart?
Yes.
Do we have a trembling heart?
Yes.
And a what?
Failing of
Do we
eyes.
have a failing of eyes?
Yes.
And a what?
Sorrow of mind.
Do you have sorrow of mind?
Yes. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Are you in trepidation of your life?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me now.
Yes, sir.
Every day, ain't you?
Every day.
And if not yours, the life of your loved one.
Yes, sir.
When your husband leave, you huh? You're like, oh, daddy, y'all bring him back. When your children are older, y'all bring them back.
Yes, sir.
Your family older, y'all bring them back.
Yes, sir.
Because we have no assurance
Of our life. And thou shalt fear.
Fear.
Day and night.
Day and night, living in fear.
And have no assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would Elohim it were even.
Oh, I wish it was even.
And at even thou shalt say, would Elohim it were morning.
I wish it was morning. I wish the night was over with. Because bad things happen at night. But then when it's light, you say, oh, I wish it was night so I could go in and be in the house so bad things happen during the day. Well, my goodness. Huh? Might as well just wrap ourselves up in a little blanket and call it. Go ahead.
For the fear of thy heart,
Yes.
wherewith thou shalt fear,
Mm-hmm.
and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
Yes.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now watch this carefully. This is where I want to go. Watch this carefully. Read that again.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now he shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now was he telling Moses he was going back to the Egypt that they just left out of? Or was he telling Moses about an Egypt that they were coming to? That they were coming to. Now, when you look up Egypt, it's going to take you to the Hebrew Mitzrayim. When you look up Mitzrayim, it's going to tell you nothing but, and we've taught this over and over, so y'all should know this. It's going to designate nothing but what? Particularly. No, so you can draw see it's a correlation. When you look it up, it's simply going to tell you – or it's going to say upper and lower. Now, when you look it up, it's simply going to tell you. Or it's going to say upper and lower. 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 Or it's going to upper and lower. Ancient Egypt. When you went there, it was known for upper, which was actually at the bottom, and lower. But when I say upper and lower, what am I saying?
North and south.
North and south. Although there was land to the west and to the east, it was mainly, when you talked about it, it was northern Egypt and southern Egypt. When you came here by ships, you did not go out west. You were already east when you came here and landed, whether you want to say Jamestown, Virginia, but that's actually not the first place the slaves was even landed at.
True.
First place slaves were landed at was north, was more northern.
Yeah.
The second place that they were landed at was big mass landing was Jamestown, Virginia, after it was established. But the first place that they were established and landed was north. Some said Massachusetts. But the country was only at this time of our arrival, north and south. It was only upper and lower. But it was not called United States of America. Neither was it called the United States, because they were not united. Just like when you walk down the 70 souls in Egypt, it was not a united kingdom. It was still two kingdoms.
Right.
What the Almighty is doing is showing him by conditions being similar. And he wouldn't tell him, most of your people going to the United States. He's telling him, talking to him in a language he can understand. And he could understand Egypt or Mizraim because he just left there. But he's telling them, in the future, your people will come again to a place that's just like the Egypt I just freed you from. By ships, not walking, but by ships. They will come to a place of north and south, upper and lower. And what will happen there? When they get there, what will happen?
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
And once you spend your time there, and that's what I'm saying. Once you spend your time there, see, you just got to let the Almighty show you these scriptures. Understand them. That's why he says, and you whereof I spoke unto thee, saying what?
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Once you get done spending your time there, you never go back there again. Once you spend your time in this Egypt, you never go back there again. You see it no more again. Now, how do I know that? That this talking about this captivity. Because whenever our people got in trouble from the Babylonians, the Assyrians, and the attack coming out of the north, in ancient time, we always ran back down into Egypt. So we saw it plenty of times after coming out. But the Creator says, once you go to this one, I've spoken to you, telling you, once you leave it, you see it no more again. And there,
Thou shalt be sold
and when
unto your enemies.
Get there, you'll be sold to your enemies,
For bondmen
and
bondwomen. And no man shall buy you.
And no man can buy you out of this dilemma. That's why even when they tried to buy slaves and purchase slaves, and they had papers that they had purchased for freedom, he was fair and oftentimes caught and taken and put right back in slavery. So the Almighty called this modern day. For Moses, he called this modern day Egypt. For a prophet like Isaiah and the time frame he lived in, he would call this something else. He would call it Babylon, because that's what he knew as the power of his time. Saying that because what I'm about to give you as an answer, and then we'll take our break and we'll come to some of our other questions after our break. When he speaketh about, like I said, this Egypt, he was giving him a glimpse into the future. When he speak about Babylon, he was giving a prophet a glimpse into the future. But he was relaying the message as to where he was at that moment. Now go to the book of Obadiah.
Hallelujah.
And he did so because the conditions, they're similar. They're similar. The characteristics, write that word down. The characteristics, they're similar. So when we get to the book of Obadiah, I will give you a chapter and verse, but guess what? It ain't but one chapter anyway. So let's read it real quick. Since it's the only one, we're going to read it. And like I said, then we're going to get the other answer the other questions and we come back. But let's read it.
Hallelujah. Obadiah, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The vision of Obadiah. Thus said Yahweh Elohim.
Yes.
Concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom.
We have heard a rumor from Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Yes.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold.
So we heard a rumor from Yah, and an ambassador was sent among nations. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh.
Yes.
If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have had enough? If the great gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some great? How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, said Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mouth of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Yaakov, shame shall come over thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, the foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people.
You should not have done what?
Entered into the gates of my people.
Esau, and he's speaking to Esau, right?
Yes, sir.
He was speaking to Edom, right?
Yes, sir.
Who was Yaakov, who?
Brother.
Brother. And he told his brother, even him, he told him, you should not, if for you to what?
Enter into his gates.
So how is it for a teacher to let somebody come into the house of Yah that the Almighty don't want in right now? Even if he a teacher.
Last.
If he understand what time he is, he know what to do. He can let him in, but he won't be having no care for the word of the Almighty and how the Almighty feel.
Hallelujah.
He told even his brother. Didn't tell a stranger, he told even his brother, you should not. What was his, and you should not have went in to his gates. Go ahead.
In the day of their calamity.
Yes.
Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in that day of distress. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
Now good. I'm going to invest a little bit. And like I said, we're going to go to break. Y'all hang with me just a few more minutes. Want you to see something. And I got to put us. We got it. We're going to see something. That yellow section right there. Little sister, help me out. What does that say? The yellow? The gray, all those are the names of the territories of the children of Israel. The yellow section, that is the tribe of, that's the tribe of Judah. All right? Now remember what we said earlier about he separated the sons of Adam and he set them in bounds on this side of Judah, and this is an accurate depiction. On this side of Judah, right here, just a little small landmass. Gaza, Giyar, and then up to Ascalon and up. That right there, just that little small territory, that's the land of Philistia, or the Philistines, who were a nation long before the nation of Israel. Ammon, Moab, right here lies Edom. Out of the north came trouble, and it came down, and it swept down, and it swept down into Jerusalem and then Judah. And the trouble came from the north. Which way you gonna run? you're going to run south, right? But when you ran south, you crossed over this brook of water and you crossed over this landmass and you crossed over to your brother's territory. But when you crossed over to your brother's territory, Edom, he told you, huh? Just like they did them people when they ran over the bridge down there in St. Joseph's County when they had Katrina. And they stood on the bridge with shotguns and all kind of ornaments of war. They told them, going back in that place where y'all come from. Even though the water, they knew it was there. They cut them off. Right. Well, they knew they was being besieged and trying to run. They met them at the cross and they forced them right back up. Right back up. This is what he's talking about. Do not let your brother have refuge. Seeking refuge from what was coming. You broke the brotherly covenant because you were so upset at him. You're still smiting that he got the blessing that you thought you should have got when your father gave it up.
Hallelujah.
But not only did you cut him off and not give him a way out and made him come back up, once destruction took hold of Judah and all the territory, you followed him back up and you started going into the land, his land, and you started laying claim that you are Judah.
Verse.
That's what it's talking about, the book of Isaiah. Because you said, aha.
You should not. What he's talking about is right here. You should not have done what?
Delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
You should not have delivered up them that remained in the day of distress. You should not.
Stood in the crossway.
Stood in the crossway. You should not have laid hands
On their substance.
on their substance. How do you think they got the menorah? How do you think, people talking about, how do you think they received the Magen David? That the Limba have in their houses, who are original seed of HaKohen priests. I mean, they are original, and they've been tested by blood and DNA. They are Kohanim. And they got Star of Magen David all over their houses and have had them for centuries. Every holy relic and article that this man claimed and had hold on, he took when he followed you back up in the distress. He laid hold on everything that you had. And the Almighty said, you should not have done it. And that's why even this part is a truth. And I'm going to use it right now because it's historical. I'm going to use it because it'll give clarity to it. Turn to the book of Revelation.
Hallelujah.
We don't believe in the New Testament, but just for historical preference and sake, if you say so you can understand. Think of me, a lot of people won't even understand.
All right.
Christ is a seed of Levi. He's not the seed of Judah. He's the seed of Levi. But even being the seed of Levi, if he does have a seed, he know that he know who they look like. And at his time, this is taking place because it's talking about that Obadiah is talking about the occupation of Rome. And that's why he writes and he says, having seen the people already dispersed. By his time, we already dispersed. Look what he says in Revelation. 2nd chapter, 9th verse. That's how we're going to read.
Hallelujah. I know thy work.
I know your works.
And tribulation.
I know your tribulation.
And poverty.
I know your poverty. We can say that today, can't we?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I know your works. I know the hell you catching. I know your poverty. Huh?
But
You put all of us in there together, probably right now, we ain't gonna come up with $1,000. Well, I don't know. We have to exclude one of our brothers, probably, but all of us in this room right now, we ain't gonna be able to get $1,000 together.
Right.
Huh? He know our worst. He know our tribulation, and he said, "I know your problem, because I'm one of y'all." Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
In parentheses, he said, "He don't not the uplifting, but ain't he talking like a brother?" But man, don't we say that? We say we acknowledge how the condition we in, but we tell people what? We rich. And that's how our people talk. As bad as it's been for us, we always been able to look at the brighter side of things and say, man, we got it though. And that's what he's saying. But we rich actually, y'all.
And I know the blasphemy of them.
And I know how you are slandered by them.
Which say they are Jews.
Who are saying right now, they the Jews.
And are not.
And they not.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But they the synagogue of the adversary. They the synagogue of Satan. They imposters. They are brothers that followed us up in the distress and started laying hold when we evacuated the land, started laying hold and saying, we the people, we the people, we the people. And that's what the original Edomite did. Now fast forward to some centuries later, and this is where we coming to. No, the man you're looking at that's white is not the original Edomite. But the characteristics of what he did is the same. Because one, he got thrusted out of Poland, Austria, Germany, and the Eastern European bloc. And he went in and took a land that was vacant. This is what Obadiah is telling. He was set up. And he had a choice in theologies or religions to choose. He could not accept Islam because he could not impersonate them. They still intact. Their hundreds and centuries of being intact as a nation is still there. So he could not impersonate Islam. Christianity is something of another beast. What's left? This thing called Judaism. So they convert to being Jews. They're converts. So the Almighty, when he's talking about Edom and Obadiah, he's not talking about him from his physical bloodline. He's talking about him because of the characteristics and things that have happened to precipitate seeing this man take on the role that you see him play. So some of that is multifold. It's describing to you historically what happened, but it's describing to you the present day invention of it. That's why some of them are white, but some of them, if you go there, they're dark. They are of that original seed. They're very dark. But they practice a caste system over there too, where they're subjugated. But they're dark with big noses. That's why the Germans drew them characterizations of big lips, nappy hair. The Germans wasn't drawing stuff about themselves. And drawing stuff about people that they saw. But when they needed a new home, they went in and they picked up their ways, the ways of Judaism, which still is not the way of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why they can't teach us, because they don't have everything right, because all they practicing is Judaism, trying to get what you and I are known to understand. That's why they give you a day start in the evening. That's why they give you all these crazy things and make up all these crazy commentaries. So it's Just like when you might read where it says, and Jerusalem is in decay. But if you read and read, you'll see that he's talking about Jerusalem in the sense of the people. Yes. Huh? Well, good. Let's finish this up and you'll see the punishment for impersonation. Verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all heathen. As they have done, it shall be done unto them. Thy reward shall return upon his own head. For as you have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all nations drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. These people that this man you see saying, you wasted. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness. For the house of Yaakov, the true house of Yaakov, will possess their possession. And the house of Yaakov in that day will be a fire. The house of Joseph will be a flame. And the house of Esau will be for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and I just showed you on the map. And they shall possess the field of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And then look at this, 20th verse. And the captivity of this host. Notice what it said. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even from Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the city of the south. And saviors, with an S, saviors will come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. When our people went over there in 1960, they didn't go there as saviors. They established the kingdom of Yah. It didn't save our people. I don't care how many ambassadors they want to send and tell you, oh, it's good. No. The Almighty says, saviors will come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom will be Yah.
Hallelujah.
That ain't happened yet.
Sir.
Any comments? 5 o'clock. That timed out just right. Any comments on that? Yes, sir, young man.
Not too much on that testimony.
All right.
I just want to say praise God. Praise God for the long last 2 months has been probably the hardest it's been since we moved out, me and my little brother, as far as like being on time with bills and all types of things like that. It's been cool as far as being on our own and things like that. Today's actually my 21st birthday.
Hallelujah.
I'm actually glad to say, me and bro, we all right. We done did everything we need to do as far as to stay on our feet. We got 2 jobs, working both all week. So y'all he been showing us that keep working hard, we be all right. Like we looking on moving soon to a better spot. I don't know if I'll be able to take my dog with me, but hopefully I'll wait to work that out as well.
Yes, sir.
It's just been blessings, basically.
Yes, sir.
Like blessings on top of blessings. We could have been doing all types of things.
Yeah.
Like once being tough, it was tough. Ain't too much to tell nobody, but I got that from Pops anyway. I gotta work through it.
Yeah.
So we did that. It was time we ain't had clean clothes and all type of crazy stuff. But we good now. Like, straight. We ain't gotta stress.
Yeah.
It get to the point now to where the 2 jobs that we got, one of them jobs is good enough for us to quit the other one, so we ain't gotta work as much now. We just good. We just good. I want to praise y'all for that.
Hallelujah. And it's a sad indictment. And we can clap a little bit better. Let's yeah. Because we turn on TV every day and see young men your age not have no tomorrow. Or either they roommates in a little small box with a bleak future. You young men, it's like I said last week, we all family. I look at y'all, I see my son, and I know your father. I'm elated, and I pray that the Almighty continually bless you and continually make you and your endeavors fruitful. And I caution the two of you to maintain your brotherhood. Maintain that brotherhood. I know brothers fuss and fight, but maintain that brotherhood as well. Because not only for yourself and your generation and your father, you have another one coming behind you. And let me tell you, like I told y'all, he look up to y'all. He look up to y'all. He probably want to be with y'all as much as he want to be with anybody else because he think he one of the boys. You don't understand that big gap. So what you do, he see. And it helps set the course for him. So maintain your goodness, your righteousness, your strength in Yah, and let it grow even more. Let the Almighty develop you and your character. Lean on Him and be satisfied in Him. And I just encourage that He keep you and He bless you and He let the sky be the limit. Let the sky be the limit. So walk with Him. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
There's no other comments. I want us all to stand. We can break. Got a few little vittles over here. Eat, fellowship for a few minutes with each other. Huh? All right. Hallelujah. You gonna pray? You gonna say a prayer? Huh? Okay. All right.
Bless me, Yahweh. Text, God, that's all. Give us strength and reason. You with us now, forever. Hallelujah.
All right.
Hallelujah.
That was the prayer.
Hallelujah. We're back at 6. We're back at 6. Hallelujah.
I get that's the handiwork of your partner that we haven't erased.
It worked out. Oh, yeah.
Again. a little apprentice, huh? You gonna take me up past 55, y'all will. But
You know
gonna
it.
get there. I'm looking at my 70 before I can retire, but we gonna get him there.
I was making look good.
But he's dealing with me, sis. That's a hard job to do, make it look good. Man.
Hey.
It ain't all the enhancing in the world to do that one. The rain came and knocked it all out.
It's gone.
Man, Wi-Fi gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's turn for it.
Oh my gracious. Oh. I ain't scared off. Well, praise God. We give all praise